Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. We've got some good news finally. Looks like the lockdowns are going to be lifted by next Friday. So that's extremely good news. I got a link sent to me today by a mate of mine, and Victoria should be able to hit its 70% first dose mark by mid next week, which means that we will be well ahead of the target and we should be able to open up. The only question that rises is, what is the definition of opening up? Does it mean that there is no more lockdowns whatsoever, or does it mean that there will still be a limit to how far you can travel? Whether is there going to be a 25 kilometer cap to how far you can travel, that's all yet to be announced. But what's for sure is that there's definitely going to be easing of the restrictions, and that shops, venues are going to be opening up. The only changes that has been added now, which has been quite a bit of debate on, is they're going to sort of only allow, what's happened here, man, a crash. They're only going to allow fully vaccinated individuals to be able to access this, I suppose, shopping and restaurants and cafes and whatnot. So in a way I think it's probably a safe step to take, but I can understand that there will be a lot of challenges from business owners to having to enforce these rules, simply because as it is, they're going to be really short-staffed, and it's going to be really challenging for them. On top of it, having to get these rules up and running is going to be a big challenge for them. Nevertheless, the world is changing every day. It'll be interesting to see what happens next week, and whether there's more for us to get familiarized with. So I just did a quick loop. I went to pick up my Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons, which I sent for repair. There's a guy that lives not too far from where I live, about 9 k's away, and he's done a good job. $25 to replace the joystick, so I think that's a bargain. So I just went and picked that up, and what I intend to do today with you guys is I was thinking of sharing with you my vlogging setup. So I want to talk about how I mount my microphone to my helmet, how I mount my GoPro, as you can see now with the front facing camera there. You can see how the GoPro is mounted to my helmet, and also how I mount my Insta 360. I'm not using the 360 lens today for my Insta 360. Instead, I'm just using the 4K mod, and I've mounted it just on my handlebar there. It sits really snug, and I can get sort of a forward facing view, and obviously the GoPro on my helmet will then give me like a first person view, which is kind of what I want to do today. So I'll try to look for a quiet spot, hopefully somewhere where I can park the bike, get a bench, and I can share with you how I do my vlogging. Now, some of you may recall the video that I released last week of me riding to work. That video I had tested up this new setup that I've got, and unfortunately there was some crackling sound, and after working on and doing some troubleshooting, I worked out that the reason of I was getting this interference was basically because of the microphone that I was using. So I've since changed the microphone, and I've tested out the audio quality, and with this microphone that I'm using now, there's literally no more crackling sound and whatnot, which is great. So ultimately I think I found a solution, and so that's what I want to share with you guys, for all of you who are interested to, you know, work out how I do my vlogs, or also for those of you who are new and would like to set this up. This will hopefully be a good tip sharing video for you. So now let's look for a spot, and we can get this up and running. Hi guys, alright, so I found a nice quiet spot for me to talk about my vlogging setup. So basically I have two cameras that I use predominantly on my motorbike, besides the phone camera as well. So the Insta 360 I use for most of the 360 shots that you have seen in all my previous videos, and then I've got my GoPro Hero 5, which is mounted on my helmet, and that basically provides the first-person view footage. Now with the Insta 360 that I've got, it's a twin edition, so which means that it's got two lenses attached, that is came with the camera. So the current lens that I'm using now to record this footage is the 4K lens, and they call it the 4K mode, and what I have here in my hand is the 360 mode. So basically, for those of you who are not aware, the Insta 360 is a modular system. So essentially you can detach your 4K lens, and you can just attach this lens on it, and it should then give you a 360 view. So very interesting camera, definitely getting a lot of popularity at the moment, especially with moto vloggers, because just by mounting it on one particular position, you can actually get the whole view. So there's no need of mounting your cameras at various angles for most of the time, and it depends on how creative you can get. You can actually mount it. If you want to get a special shot, you can actually mount it on different angles, but for the most of the time, especially for me, just by mounting it on my handlebar, I'm quite happy with the footage that I get, because I can sort of pan it, I can sort of frame the footage back to depending on the angle that I want to speak about, or I want to show the viewers. Okay, so I'm just going to head over to the bike to show you the angles where I mount my Insta 360 on. So this clamp here, I've got, what you see here is the invisible selfie mount. Basically the Insta 360 mounts on the top of this selfie stick here, and this is called an invisible selfie stick. So basically the Insta 360 has got a software whereby when you mount your camera, it actually from your footage, this selfie stick disappears. So it almost looks like the camera is actually floating when you are riding, so you can't actually see where the camera is mounted. So when I'm riding, I can actually extend the selfie stick to as high as I like, and depending on the shot that I want to take, I can extend it out, and it will give me the angles that I want. So if I put it out like this, and if I'm riding for a short period, it'll appear like as if someone is taking the video in front of me, but in actual fact it's all done by myself. So that's the invisible selfie stick there. Now you can mount it on various angles. You can also, I've also got another mount here, so I can mount the selfie stick right here as well and attach the camera to the end of the selfie stick, and then it'll appear like as if someone is holding the camera on this angle and following you riding. So again, when you're riding and if you want to do all these stunts, you got to make sure that it's safe for you to do so. So mindful of your surroundings, the traffic, and so on. So I wouldn't do it on a busy road. I would do it when there's not much traffic around, and obviously when it's safe to do so. Now, so you can use your phone to do recording as well. So before I had the GoPro and the Insta360, I used to record footage of me riding using the front-facing camera of the phone. I used to attach an audio jack to the phone and wire the microphone into my helmet, and that's how I used to record the audio and vlog while I'm riding. Now, it's not the most efficient way of vlogging, but when I started on, I wasn't sure if this was something I wanted to do, so just to trial it out, I figured that that would be a good way to start off, because you already got your phone. Every one of us got a phone, and all you need to do is invest about $10 or $20 to get the microphone jack, and you're good to go, and also a reasonable mount for your handlebar, and you're good to go. So I used it, and I've published about 4 videos or 5 videos on my channel just by recording on the phone, and you'll be quite surprised with the quality that you can get just by using your mobile phone to record. Again, there are some restrictions to it because you've got the cable running all the way from your phone to your helmet. It might limit a bit of movement. Some may argue that it's dangerous, so it's all, at the end of the day, it's all things that you'll have to weigh in. I don't actually think it's dangerous because it's a thin cable. Worst thing, you snap your cable and go and get a new one. So it just depends how you want to look at it. But definitely the phone option definitely works, and something that you can definitely try out as well. So now let's head on to my helmet, and let's speak to you about how I record on the helmet. So here I've got my Bell SRT modular helmet. So I've got a GoPro Hero 5, and what I have here is the Ulanzi vlogging case for the GoPro Hero 5. Now I've got the link in Amazon. I think I paid about $20 for this case, and the beauty about this case is it's got a spot for you to include in your mic adapter, and the mic adapter just mounts quite flush within the case. So remember that if you are recording from your GoPro, the GoPro does not have audio jack. So in order for you to record audio, you must have the audio converter at the bottom. I'll just take it apart and show you what I mean. Okay, so let's take this apart. So you can basically, there's a clip here. You can undo the clip and you remove the camera. So that's how the camera is mounted. To remove the camera, I just need to go into that clip there, remove the slider, and the camera comes off. So that's the GoPro there. Now remember, you need to remove your side case cap when you're doing your vlogging, which makes the GoPro no longer waterproof. So that's something for you to note when you're doing this. It's got this spot where you basically attach your GoPro, some of them called in a media mod or a mic adapter basically. Now again, this is available on Amazon, costs about $70, and it goes in flash there, just like that. You can charge, and you can also add in your audio jack for your recording. So let's put this back in. Cover that back up, and that's back in. So there you go, flush. Alright, very simple. Now let's talk about the next part. The next part is this Telesin GoPro mount for your helmet. Now this is a modular helmet, so as you can see, it opens up. So it's very difficult to get a proper mount. So I feel the Telesin ones are definitely one of the best mounts out there. Again, the links are in the description. You can get them from Amazon, under $20. You just strap it on to your helmet, and it's got, I don't know whether you can see this, but basically it's got clips there. You just strap it onto the inside of the helmet, and it's good to go. So that's the mount there, and again, this thing just goes in straight like this. Now what I like about this setup is when I'm actually riding, it does not obstruct my view at all, because the camera is just below my field of view, which is great. But at the same time, if I peek down and if I look down, I can actually look at the screen of my GoPro, and I can work out what I'm recording, which is really excellent. Alright, so now let's talk about the microphone. So on my helmet, I've got a Bluetooth comm system. It's the SCS S9. Now if you want to find out more about this comm system, you can view my video. I've got the link just above on your top right. You can look at the video to my comm system. That comm system has got a separate microphone, which is this microphone here. Alright, that's the microphone for the comm system. Now what you see here, this fluffy thing here, this is basically the microphone for my vlogging. Now what I have here is basically, they call this a muff to a wind muff. So this actually reduces the wind interference when you're riding. So you just attach it to your microphone, and then all I've done is I've wired it, I've tucked the cable underneath my chin pads, and phone as an option first. As I said, mount your phone to your handlebar, use an audio jack and wire the audio jack into your helmet, and look, it works a miracle. And then as you gain confidence, and as you make a bit more videos and make a bit more money, I suppose, you know, for whatever means that you use, then probably start investing into cameras. Now the GoPro Hero 5 is an excellent camera for you to use as a for your first-person view and to mount it on your helmet. Because this is an older model, you can get it second-hand for quite a reasonable price. I think you can maybe get it off Facebook. I've seen people selling it for about $250. Now the Hero 5 is very capable. It's waterproof. It records up to 4K. Just keep in mind though that the 4K video that it doesn't have image stabilization. So what I do is for when I'm recording, mounting it to my helmet and I'm recording FPV view, so I record it at 2.7K because the 2.7K has that image stabilization, so you get a bit more better quality in your footage. So just keep that in mind. The Insta360 on the other hand records 5.7K with image stabilization, so that is great. With the 4K mod, you record up to 4K resolution with image stabilization as well. Now both the cameras you can attach your microphone to, but both of them require you to have adapter for it. So the Insta360 adapter is really cheap. It's only about $14 original, and the GoPro ones are a bit more expensive. Now if you're moving up, the GoPro Hero 8, 9 and 10, they require a media mod. The media mod actually is a case, a whole case that you put your camera in, and then you attach your microphone to it. Whereas the GoPro Hero 5, 6 and 7, you will require a mic adapter similar to what I've shown you. So the mic adapter that I've got on my helmet at the moment works also for the GoPro Hero 6 and GoPro Hero 7. So again, if you want to start off and you've got a low budget, I would definitely recommend using the GoPro Hero 5, simply because you can get them second-hand for pretty cheap price, and they do really good footage, and it works a wonder. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. Now with mounting your cameras, every bike has got different spots, and you know, every rider may find different angles that work for them. So definitely trial and error on an angle that works best for you, and also watch a lot of videos out there, and you can learn a lot of tricks on where you can mount your angle, your camera, so that you can get a particular angle or a particular view that you're after. So again, all of that is a lot of trial and error. Mine is an adventure tourer bike. It's a bit more higher up, so I've probably got more areas to mount my camera than a naked bike or a sports bike would have. So these are things that you need to consider as well. Nevertheless, mounting your microphone into your helmet also can be a challenge, depending on the kind of helmet that you have, and also the kind of microphone that you have. If you're using a wired microphone like I have, so it's best to thread it into the back of the cheek pads and so on, so that it doesn't interfere. Now I think if you have an open face helmet, I'm not sure whether vlogging will work, because I assume that you would get a lot of wind noise and interference. So I think if you want to vlog, you probably will need a full face or a modular helmet like what I've got. Now I've tried many methods to reduce the wind noise, and the only option, or the only thing that I found to actually work, is to use the wind muff that I've shown you, those furry little balls that you attach to your microphone. That's the only thing that seems to help. You could possibly invest in more expensive microphones that are unidirectional, and they will probably do the trick better, but mine is an omnidirectional. Obviously they're cheaper microphones, so they're omnidirectional. They tend to pick up sound from the surroundings as well, and that's probably why you get a bit more wind noise. So a lot of these things are again dependent on what your budget is, and how much you want to spend and how professional you want to get but I think as a starting point, you know, using a GoPro Hero 5, using the $10 microphone, really works really well. If you don't even have a GoPro, as I said, use your mobile phone. That works pretty well, and then work your way up as you gain more confidence and as you are more certain on you know, going down the path of, you know, getting into vlogging. So yeah, I hope you guys have found that video helpful. So again, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to my channel, give me a big thumbs up, to you know, encourage me to make up more videos like this. I am hoping for next week where the lockdown should ease and I can start riding a little bit more and hopefully create more interesting content for you guys. So thank you once again for your support, and thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.